Hello, welcome to tonight's Quarter to Three live stream. We are playing the Solus Project. Solus, yeah, of course. Solus Project. It's a game made by Scandinavians. Uh, I, they're credited as Horences or Grip Games, two different developers credited on Steam. I don't know what it is about Scandinavians, but they know their games. Why is it that there are so many games out of Finland, Sweden? What's up with that? Why doesn't it say Latin America or the continent? You know, why France, Germany, Spain? Why aren't there more games from those? What is it? Something in the water up there? Solus Project is a single-player survival adventure story-driven sci-fi saga, I guess you might call it. I think the folks who made it made a game called The Ball, B-A-L-L, not B-A-A-L, which is basically about exploring some kind of a ancient pyramid, like a dungeon exploring kind of game, which also had survival elements. You know what? I'm pulling this out of a hat. I'm not entirely sure what The Ball was, but it's bundled. You can buy it bundled with the Solus Project, and I think they are connected somehow. My interest in this was I enjoy survival games. I feel like a lot of them have the very concept of survival games implies for me a lot of filler, like running around gathering twigs and picking up rocks and stuff like that. And that doesn't really interest me so much when it's just in a wide open, empty sandbox. You know, Minecraft completely bounced off me. It's an amazing achievement for what it is, but I like a little bit more structure, I guess, in my survival experiences. So I'm intrigued by this one for being story-driven. Now, we are picking up about, I don't know, maybe an hour or so into it. Because this is story-driven, because it does rely quite a bit on narrative and on you caring about what's coming up behind the next door and why is this happening and what does this message mean, this is going to necessarily involve spoilers. So if you plan on playing this yourself, you may not want to watch this stream. If you don't plan on playing it, well, you know what, watch the stream for a little bit and you'll know if it's for you or not. So I'm about an hour into it. The basic setup so far, none of this is a spoiler, is that humanity imperiled, blah, 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 on the verge of extinction, so on and so forth. So they launch a bunch of exploration ships out to different planets to look for a habitable place for humanity, kind of the interstellar setup. And you're on one of the ships, and you come up to a planet in the very opening scene, and something blows your ship up, and now you've crashed on the planet. Big surprise. So you're very Robinson Crusoe setting, with the added urgency that the fate of humanity rests on your shoulders, of course. All right, I apparently screwed up the Quarter to Three logo. It is full-blown opaque in the bottom right-hand corner, but I can guarantee you there's no important information down there. As you'll see, the only thing potentially being covered, not even that, is the little command telling me right mouse button to drop, left mouse button to pick up. But yeah, that's my bad. I've been faffing about with trying to make sure the logos are correctly positioned so as not to obscure anything, and I guess I forgot to make that one transparent. Alright, so we have been on this planet, shipwrecked on this planet. Oh, a couple of quick public service announcements. Sorry to nag you guys with this, but please like these videos. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Comment. I'm happy to discuss things. I'll answer any comments. Feel free to ask questions or whatever. If you'd like to support what I'm doing, you can find my Patreon campaign at patreon.com/TomChick. You can follow me on Twitter at QT3, the letter Q, the letter T, the number 3. And of course, you can find stuff that I write on quarterto3.com. So we have crashed on this planet. The surface seems to consist of, it's an archipelago, and I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. I do that purposely because I enjoy saying it that way. You're on an archipelago. Fortunately, you've landed on the land part. You're not out in the water. The first little island, you run around on it, and you basically look through the wreckage of your ship, and you find bits and pieces, and it kind of teaches you some basics about the game. And then a storm comes. and it's very dangerous. And you have to find shelter in a cave, which has a mysterious noise coming out of it. So you look for the source of the noise, and you go through the... I'm going to pause this because time matters here. With every passing moment, you are starving and dying of thirst. So you go through this cave, and it's mysterious, and there's a strange noise coming out of it on this supposedly uninhabited alien planet. And in this cave, it's a very dungeon crawly bit of the game. I was a little bit worried playing through this part of the game that it was all going to be some underground dungeon crawler. But while you're down in this cave, you find these constructed ruins, and there have been other people or creatures down here, and they have left behind little images of their backstory on the temple walls, and you eventually find a mechanism to open a door and you get through the other side. And now I'm on the second island in this archipelago. And again, I know I'm saying that wrong. I enjoy pronouncing it that way. So now on this second island of the archipelago, and here's the problem. You find... I'll now show you guys this. Here's, I think, a design issue that I don't know, could have been done differently. You find these little... See that little text? So there's an earthquake going, sorry. There's my jiggling. Some calamitous thing is causing screen shake. What's doing that? Oh, a tornado. Okay, well, that's bad news. See? Look at that. I'm assuming if I walk into it, I'll die. And when you die, it just resets you to a save point. Oh, and you can see I'm dying of dehydration. Just take a quick drink. There's no need to drink out of my water bottles. Yeah, if the ambient sound is too loud, do let me know. I think that should be a little better. Okay, I'm drinking from this stream of water. And you can see on my little PDA in the lower left-hand corner, it tracks things like how hydrated I am. So, for instance, the numbers there in the left column from the top down is my health, my body temperature. I seem to be running a little bit of a fever. How many calories I've got stored up, and how much water I've got stored up. On the right-hand side, how long until I start getting really, really sleepy. The ambient temperature, look, as I get closer to the fire. That water percentage, I think, is how damp I'm getting, how moist I am. I don't know, that's weird. And then there's my speed. Oh, wind speed. So, I have now averted an immediate crisis, dying of dehydration. So anyway, on the second archipelago island, on the second island in the archipelago, there are also ruins of a crashed ship. And what I'm not sure about, and the reason I'm not sure, well, I don't know if this is my ship or an earlier ship. See, where's the landing? I guess you can't see it. Back up there, there's a escape capsule. This is the door from it, so you know it's escape capsule 3. So as you find it, you find these little text pages, and when you mouse over a text page, the camera zooms in a little bit, and your PDA on the left gives you the text. Look how slowly that is coming out. I'm supposed to read that? Now, with every passing moment when I'm starving to death, dying of dehydration, I'm supposed to sit here and read, and that's 4 out of 16. There's a sequence of them, 5 out of 16. I'm supposed to read all of these? I mean, the game's not even pausing as far as I can tell. So, I couldn't be bothered. So, here's the deal. You find this cave, and there's a beacon. See that little beacon that shows up on your HUD? A couple things show up in the world. That means a camping spot. That is my objective right there. This is a beacon. A beacon will always show up, and you can pick it up and carry it around. There's a beacon right there. But I'm going to leave it here because this is my campsite. And there's a body in here. It's Yuri. And there's his final diary entry. So if I wanted to read 16 really slowly scrolling pages of text, I could find out what the deal is with Yuri. I could find out if he's from my ship or an earlier ship. I don't know. So already, for a story-driven game, I'm kind of falling behind in the story bits. But Yuri did have in here a flashlight. So thank you for that, Yuri. Now I'm afraid to use my flashlight, because see that 100%? Actually, let's try it. 99%. Okay, now let's turn it off and see if it charges up. Is this a game with batteries? You have to Looks like it is. Alright, so what happens when that thing runs out of batteries? Alright, in that case, I'm going to keep using my infinitely burning torch. Left Empty says, what are all those police crime scene-like spots around the cave? They're interactable bits. They're just showing you that you can interact with things. So, for instance, there's another torch. There's no reason for me to carry two because they seem to burn infinitely. That's the beacon. If it has an exclamation point over it, it means I can interact with it. That is a water bottle. Another water bottle. That is a water bottle. I have in my inventory some water bottles already, so I don't really need to carry them. Oh, and the question mark tells me whether or not I have focused on it yet. So, text, food. By the way, I'm just going to leave this here. I don't really need to eat food yet. This is a little burnable bit of roots. I will fill my empty water bottles here. And there's something shaking. I don't know if that's another tornado. Alright, so now we have 4 bottles of water. Oops, I seem to have called up a debug thing. Ah! What have I done? I could have typed God mode in there. Okay. Alright, it is wet. So, yeah, as Left Empty pointed out, that's probably air moisture. So you can see it's 21%. If I walk out here... Huh, still only 20%. I guess moisture in the air doesn't necessarily have to do with whether or not the actual drops of water are hitting you. Who knows? If I go out there, my body temperature is going to drop. But, you know, I'm going out there anyway. So I've found this camping spot. I've done a full circuit of this little island. What you're supposed to do overall in the game now, let me just hit O for objectives, is I'm supposed to find a communications tower that I think Yuri set up. And it needs 17 parts. And once it's got 17 parts, I can call in a rescue ship to come get me. So, the overall structure of this seems to be one of those collect-a-thon type things. Like, hey, what you need has been scattered in pieces around the world. Go collect the pieces. So, I've got 0 of them installed. However, if I look at my inventory, I have 1 electronics board. It goes to the comm tower. So what I need to do, and I presume this is where it's going to start teaching me about the overall goal of assembling the comm tower, is go to that forward vector, which is 650 feet in that direction, as you can see from my HUD. Lower my HUD. And here is the world of... Oh, and those are beacons, by the way. You see those little occasional blue circles? There. Those, I believe, are beacons that I could go explore. This is the world of... Yeah, there's the crashed capsule. Pod. Hey, it says Pod 1. But the door has a 3 on it. I call shenanigans. I forget, what is this world called? I don't know what this world is called. But there it is. It's a bunch of ocean. You can swim in that, by the way. One of the things I found... Did I pick it up? There was a rebreather I saw somewhere that lets you stay underwater longer. So I presume at some point you want to dive underwater. So we're just looking for a way to get over here. I can, of course, run. Oh, right. So Mr. Rubin asks, is there any implication there are aliens? Yeah, you definitely find the constructed areas underground. And you find a skeleton, a humanoid skeleton with an elongated skull. And it's laid out on what looks like an altar or something. Or maybe a funeral bier. Bier? Beer? How do you say that word? Archipelago? Beer? Who knows? Alright, I think this is where I came onto this area. Actually, I don't think I've seen this. Oh, no, of course this is where I need to go, because, yeah, look, 200 feet this way. Okay. And now, if I had read that before, by the way, it would have been an exclamation point. The question mark meant I had not read it, which is helpful. Little water drops. You know, go ahead and take a drink while I'm here. The way crafting works, when you highlight something like that, if you hold it and make a plus sign, it means you can interact with it. Like you can mix 2 parts. So for instance, if I'm holding, I don't have one, but if I'm holding an empty water bottle and I basically craft it with a little drippy stream of water, it turns it into a filled water bottle. So that's kind of how that sort of thing works. Alright, these, oh boy, this is, Yeah, not a video gaming convention at all. You guys guess what this is? Any guesses? Because I bet once I do it, you're going to go, oh yeah, I could have guessed that's what that is. It is a save shrine. Thank you, aliens, for constructing save shrines on your planet. And that's important because, of course, when you die, it's not a permadeath. It just sets you. Yep, left empty got it. Mr. Wubin got it. You guys win. Speaking of winning, at 7 p.m. Tonight, in 50 minutes, I'll be giving away 6 games. And as I've mentioned previously, at least 2 of these games do not suck. So, 7 p.m. You guys stand to be winners as well. One thing that I have noticed so far that I do not mind in the least... Okay, so look at this. Yeah, it's a collecty game. There were 17 tower parts back there. Now, I can move freely back and forth between areas. This is basically just warning me, hey, you're about to go through a load screen. Just so you know, there's still stuff behind you. You're not done with that. Alright, so here comes our load screen. Actually, I'll go ahead and tease the games. I'll tell you what they are. One of them is a potentially awesome 2D platformer, if you're into that sort of thing. And I'm not, but this one I was curious about. One of them is a remake of an awesome strategy game. Another one is a intriguing mix of tower defense and roguelike by a developer who knows what they're doing. One of them is a multiplayer version, you can also play it single player, of a popular game. Another one is a shmup, a shoot 'em up with a unique angle. And then another one is a port of a tabletop card game, which is actually pretty good, but very simple. So those 6 games will be given away. Alright, so I've run into these before. See those little spiky things? Spikes are going to shoot down. Oh, there. See that? That spike there? That's going to shoot down at me when I walk under it. So I guess, I don't know if these are living, if they're plants. I've also run into what seem to be sentient sea urchins who jump up and scare me and roll around. Okay, I don't know if, I guess I'm avoiding. I feel like I'm just kind of randomly running through it. Alright. Yeah, see? See, that thing tried to skewer me. Jerk. Wait a minute. I have gone backwards. Okay, this is where I came in. That's why I know what those things are. So I've run into those jerks before. Yeah, look at that. Try to skewer me. Okay, I'm just gonna run. I guess I was misreading where that HUD was telling me to go. Hello, Richard Holt. Richard Holt, I believe, is the one who clued me into this game by mentioning it for Request Wednesday. Oh, yeah, okay, so where I've left, there are no more tower parts, but there are secrets, whatever those are. I have not, by the way, turned off the music in this game, and let me explain why. First of all, a game has to have a really good soundtrack. I've run into 2 phenomenal soundtracks this year. One for Off-World Training Company, one for Brigador. Normally I turn off the soundtrack, it just bothers me. I don't care to listen to, most of the time, the music that's provided. I'll either provide my own or I'll enjoy the ambient audio. So when I started up this game and I went to turn off the music, I was dissuaded by the fact that it is not a slider for music, it's music/ambient. So basically that says to me, they're not just going to be dripping music over the game, they're going to be threading it in with ambient sound. And so far I've been very happy with that. So, Solus Project, you get to leave the music turned on. Alexander Barentine says the loading screen is seriously misleading. Why do you say that?
Anomaly detected.
Left Empty says it looks like the end credit sequence to some cable TV show. Do you mean the loading screen? That's hilarious. Alright, so it's wet, it's stormy. I think I'm gonna do this. You'll never get... The hotkey for sleeping is B. And at first I was like, why would that be the hotkey for sleeping? Bed. That's what people are thinking. Let's sleep for a couple of hours while we're in this cave. Should I go to the fire? Yeah, let's just sleep here. See if we can wait out the rain. Alexander Barentine says it implies the day has passed whenever you hit load, and that it's not Barentine, it's Barentine. Thank you, Alexander. I actually, seriously, I'm not being facetious. I do like being told how to pronounce things. If I'm going to mispronounce something, I want to do it deliberately, such as archipelago. These are little edible food plant, or edible food, that's redundant, are little edible plants that I've run into, and I don't have room in my inventory to pick them up. This whole 12... Wait, I can't room to pick it up. Why couldn't I pick that up? Oh, I seem to have burned it. Because I was holding the torch. That was pointless. The game assumed I wanted to interact with the torch with the plant. So I burned it instead of eating it. Alright, so we've got to get up top there where there's a communications tower. Let's just work our way around this little island and keep an eye on the right for some way up. I already went around once and didn't really realize what was going on, so now that I know I need to get to the center, we're going to look for a way up. I believe this means we are circumnavigating?
Dehydration.
Is that what you call? Oh,
imminent.
you're almost dehydrated. Let's drink a bottle of water. And now we have an empty bottle of water. If I were to interact that with a little drippy bit, it would fill up. Oh, I'm also hungry. Let's eat this power food. Nom 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 nom. There. Now my calories are full. My water is okay. Left empty, noting the little Morse code sound effect, says, is that an SOS call? I can't hear. Is it dot slash, dot slash? I think it's basically just firing off to show that there's a beacon. See those when those beacon pulses come up. Yeah, 3 dots, 3 dashes. Very, very good here, Left Empty. You should be manning the radio on some ship at sea. Alright, this looks promising, because we are working our way inland. There are these rock formation things down here. Oh, you know what? I wonder, if I was a game designer, I might do some tricky thing where you've got to climb up there and then go across there. Let's just work our way. Let's just make sure there's nothing up in here. Oh, Chris Markinson brings up Long Dark, which I wish that game would become final already. Jason McMaster's wife, Sarah McMaster, has a great series of videos where she plays the hell out of that thing. Okay, now let's get these things and not anoint them with fire. We're just going to collect them. When you start your game of Solus Project, you can be a dude or a chick. So, I chose the chick, so you're hearing the female grunting when I jump. Huh, this looks like a bit much for me to get up on. Let's see if we can go around here. I did at one point try to slide down an incline, kind of like this sort of thing, and unceremoniously died. So you are not exactly Shell in this game. That's the chicken portal with the steel-springed legs. Oh, I can make it up. There. Am I mantling? Hold on, let me fix my video a little bit. Alright, there we go. So yeah, Long Dark looks really awesome and very atmospheric. I really want to play it, but I don't want to jump into it before it's 1.0. Alright, now the problem is it's getting to be night. Should I be out here at night? The reason I maybe shouldn't be out here at night is this ambient temperature. 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh my god, people can't survive in that. I live in Los Angeles. Anything below 65 degrees is insufferable. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is definitely where we want to be. Yeah, so you can see there's structures. I don't know, is that a tree? See that little... That's like a statue of some kind of a cow deal. We'll go take a look at it. Left Empty says you need a torch. You would normally think so, but so few games have the courage to actually make dark dark. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Look at all these stars, and there's about a this thing is this, wherever we are, it's got about 20 planets orbiting it. Look at that. Is that moving? I believe it is. In which case, is it? Is that just my imagination? There's either some parallax scrolling going on that's tricking my eyes, and that planet is no, that planet's not moving. It should be rising, right? Unless it's in geosynchronous orbit. There's that planet. Yeah, those are moving. Of course it's moving. Look at it against the backdrop of the stars. I guess it's just those two planets. Oh, there's some kind of aurora borealis action. Very nice. I always appreciate a little alien planet porn. Otis Monroe rightly points out, this place must have some crazy tides. Yeah, with that thing there. There's some sort of structure out there. When I was in the caves, there is a point where you run into a flooded area, and a tooltip pops up and says, hey, oh, a beacon, and says, hey, tides will vary the level of water in caves. So I don't know if that comes into play prominently, but it's something the game definitely acknowledges. Alright, so this is just a beacon, which I could pick it up and move it. I feel like the game designers, the developers, put it here for a reason. What is that? A flight recorder? Resistance to... Oh, okay. So as you pick up these little, I don't know what you want to call them, artifacts or doodads, they add to your stats. So here are my personal stats. By the way, this, again, these are my stats. The P is the hotkey, so I'm now calling them personal stats. Oh, there's the name of the planet. Gliese 6143C. How could I forget that? Now, I'm not sure what that denoacid dry faster thing means. It looks like a constellation I've discovered. But otherwise, those resistances are things I've accumulated by picking up artifacts and doodads. It's, as near as I can tell, the only thing similar to a character progression the game has. Alright, see, look, I'm supposed to read it. Oh, more of Yuri's diary. Man, that Yuri sure was productive. Had quite the writing career. I really should read Yuri's diary. Oh. Crew photo. Okay. Someone had a little baby. That's sad. I wonder if I shouldn't be using this flashlight. Let's just go to, let me make sure that when I stow the flashlight, it turns it off. Yeah, alright. Alright, so here we come to what I presume is a story beat. One of the... I've never seen this before. One of the frescoes, or the friezes, or the bas-reliefs in the temple from this ancient civilization says, hey, the Sky Ones came down, and they put silver cables on our planet. So I presume that's what this is. Which I presume is some sort of a power line? I don't know. But that's the first I've seen of the silver cables that were referred to in the carvings in the temple area. Yeah, we'll follow that in a little bit. Alright, let's check this out. This, I presume, is the broken communications tower. Alright, let's put a... One of the reasons I'm super happy to put this circuit board in there is it frees up an inventory slot. An inventory of 12? That's painful. I know it can go higher, but it's not. Right now it's 12. Alright, so when I interact with it, it says, hey, what piece do you want to match with it? Of course, this is the only one. So see, I like that little burst of music. It's not intrusive, it's appropriate. Alright. Left Empty says, according to math, if I were to find 24 more space flight recorders, I could become impervious to fall damage. Mr. Woodman says, is that a time limit to set up the communications tower? Yikes, where did you see that? Here, let me look at my objective. I don't think there's a time limit. I mean, I think the time limit is not starving, I believe. MWT Bones says, if his elite astronomy isn't failing him, Gliese is a nearby star. And Wikipedia confirms it. Only 20 light years away. Very good. Left Empty says the music is a little mist-like. Yeah. Alright, what is this? A tower part. Well, it belongs in the tower, right? What is this? Another tower part. Well, this game is going to be easy if all the tower parts are just lying around out here. Something is shaking. Oh, once again, more of Yuri's writings. Yeah, look how easy this game is. Oh, let's see. Okay, I'm just realizing my HUD is telling me. Build an improvised transmitter to reach the relay satellite. I need 13 more debris and 1 energy source. Okay, I think I can do that. Oh yeah, Mr. Wubin says on the PDA there's a time limit till a fleet arrives. Let's see if I can figure out where that is. So, there's that. So the objective... You know what, I think I recall seeing that, Mr. Wubin, but I'm not sure where that was. But there's definitely something about a fleet arriving. Is this another tower part? Yeah, look at that. And accompanying the tower part was a little strain of triumphant music. Okay, let us install that. Left Empty says that was Big Fish game level of solving puzzles. Yeah. All right, so objective-wise now, we just need to find explore. Look at that. That's my objective. Explore. All right, I think I can handle that. And frankly, I would rather have that. This is the first time in the game, and I'm maybe an hour or 2 hours into it, that it hasn't been a matter of just following a waypoint. So I like that. I was a little bit worried that it was just going to be, hey, move from waypoint to waypoint. All right, so this silver cable goes underground. What is rumbling? And yeah, definitely that planet is rising. That's very nice. I don't know what's causing the rumbling. Okay, so the cable looks like ends at a campsite. Let's go check it out. Unless that's my previous campsite. There's no map, as far as I can tell. This. These little things here are strange foods, and they're nutritious. See where it says strange food, and then it has 3 stars, one of which is lit up? I think, I might be wrong, I think that's a rarity. Yeah, I think it's an indicator of rarity. I've seen a lot of that strange food around. Now what if I want in there? Okay, there's an opening around here. I did find in the temple a wall that was lit up as breakable. And it said with a tool... Oh, there, duh. It said with a tool you could break the wall, but I didn't have a tool at the time. So I presume I could go back in there if I wanted to find secrets. Alright, this is quite the glare. A sponge plant, which absorbs shiny... Oh, here we go. This thing here will improve my stats. Heavy unlocks... Oh, no. It's a key. Alright. Oh, yeah, boy, that's quite the key. Well... Whatever it is, we want it. What are these fellas? This is a restore pack. Oh, yeah.
Inventory full.
Good lord. Can I please learn, can I please research backpacks here soon? I've got a lighter, I've got a teleportation device. That's handy. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. I guess I do not need this pipe. I don't want to get rid of a pipe. Flashlight, medkit. You know what? Let's just eat these stupid little plants here. Nom 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 nom. And, eat the other plant. Whoops, no, I didn't want to eat that. I don't want to eat my superfood yet. Alright, and we're going to pick you guys up. Alright, now we have little health plants. Sorry, Sponge, we do not need that. What's the big deal about getting wet, anyway? Alright, so that was not a campsite. That's the icon for the campsite, and I presume it's going towards my original campsite. Oh, no, here, yeah, it is a new campsite. Alright. More strange food. Actually, let's pull up the light here. What is that? This is a sword. I will definitely take a sword. I found one in the caves, and I had to use it as a lever. It's one of those puzzles where, hey, there's a gear. You can turn the gear if you find a lever to put in the gear. So I had to use this sword that I found to serve as a lever and to open a door, but then I couldn't get the sword back out. It's like I had to burn the sword doing that. So anyway, now I have a sword. There is a hotkey to call up your sword, which is this. There's my fighting animation. Although that looks more like I'm knighting someone. Knighting someone a little hastily. What else do we have up here? Is that a beacon? Oh, an empty bottle. You know what?
Inventory full.
Finally! Thank you, game. Backpack inventory +3? Well, that's fine. I'll take it. Alright. Okay, and this is a sleepy place, so I've got 2 hours till I start getting super sleepy. Ooh, what is this? Strange stew. Now, if you were on an alien planet and you came across a bowl, an open bowl of strange stew, would you eat it? If it was a video game, of course you would. Alright, let's gorge ourselves on strange stew. And now let's take a nap. Although I hate to waste daylight. Well, we're off kilter with the day-night cycle, I guess. Let's just get 8 hours of sleep. Eric Karen says, if he was on an alien planet and came across an open bowl of strange stew, hell yes, he would eat it. Alright. I don't know what the...
Quality good.
What quality good? I didn't hear that. Yeah, that's that. Where's that big planet? Oh, I like some cloud cover. That's nice. Alright, so let's go explore where that metal cable went. So the cable... Oh, no. Oh, here's our save shrine. It also saves when you sleep. Oh, good lord, I didn't see this thing. What do we think that is? Something calamitous is happening. Somewhere. Alright, so here's some kind of bunker with a ball on it.
Dehydration imminent.
Alright, we will now take a drink of water. 2 is the hotkey for water. There we go. So yeah, some kind of bunker. The winds are picking up. Alright, so now let's see where that cable goes.
Reminder, mission objective. Reestablishing satellite uplink, highest priority.
Thank you, Betty. Chris Markinson suggests there are tectonic issues on this planet. Yeah. Oh, look at that thing. Oh, that's the... Duh, yeah, I'm building that. There's the... Great. Could be worse, could be raining. There's the cow statue deal. Are those things I can interact with? No. Just a quick reminder, in about 15 minutes, a little bit more than 15 minutes, I'll be giving away 6 games, 2 of which aren't terrible. At least 2 of which. What I will do is I will draw 6 names out of a hat in order, and in the order you're drawing, you get to pick one of the 6 games. So, well, here we go. Let's see. Find a way into the building. Investigate the cable. Well, yeah, of course. I'm guessing if I press this button... Nope, I need to mix it with something. Mechanism requires key. Well, I have one, don't I? Okay, yeah, I do. There we go. That was easy enough. Alright, we're gonna go into a dungeon. What is this? Oh. In a minute, I'm going to show you guys something that I really hate. That I wish I hadn't done. Let's see what this is. It's like a little weird Parthenon-y looking kind of thing. Whatever's in there, I'm presuming we do something later to open it up. Let me show you something I have. This here is a teleport device. I can throw this little frisbee a short way, and then I right-click to teleport to it. Early on, you have to get through some bars by throwing it. Note how closely together the bars of this place are.
Operator wet.
Operator wet. So I obviously can't get the teleporting device through there. Otherwise, I could just chuck it in there and teleport it in. All right, let's get out of the rain. We should have the good sense to get out of the rain. Alexander Barentine, yes, right, says, what was the percentage thing on the bottom of the UI that was up a minute ago? If you mean this, the HUD, we're assuming that percentage there is air moisture, I guess. Alright, now I don't want to fall... Oh, and by the way, if I look at my feet, it calls up my personal stats, resistance buffs. Wait a minute, why is everything at 0? Body wetness, dry speed? Because there, my personal stats are way better than 0. I call shenanigans again. Check out that dry speed. Oh, my body wetness is completely going down. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It looks like Alexander Barentine was talking about this bar, which is my sprint. Yeah, bar. Okay, now how do I climb down this ladder without just falling? Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm left-clicking. Good lord. I'm left-clicking, and I do want to interact with that. Oh, good lord. Oh, gosh, I'm afraid I'm going to fall and die. Oh, there, okay, well, that was odd. Chris Markinson says, can you save before you try and climb down? So you can only save at save shrines and when you sleep. So I guess theoretically, yeah, I could have slept for an hour. Like, I don't know if there's I don't know if they do anything to keep you from abusing that. It does warn you that sleeping in certain areas is not safe. Now it's saved. Alright, so yeah, here are the alien hieroglyphics. Okay, see? Whatever, and there are alien pictures. These aliens are very artistically inclined. Yeah, see, there are these humanoid figures with elongated heads. There's an elongated skull. Alright, let's see what they're writing. Enlighten, blah, blah, blah. Alexander Barentine says the ladder icon means it's safe to proceed. Check this out. A treasure chest. Let's see what's in it. Nothing. Whoa! Okay. That's the first time I've seen something in a treasure chest. Previously, they've always been empty. And I felt like I was doing terribly on the random number generator. Alright, here we go. This is the same breakable wall that I found in the earlier dungeon. And I presume, what is that? Oh, a light crystal. And I presume I can break it open. Let's just make sure that's the only egress from this room. It is. Alright, so let's equip our sword. And let's now fight this wall. MWT Bones says, blah, some text written by that weeping game writer, blah, blah. Why am I not... I'm trying to punch the wall with my sword. I'm trying to do that to the wall. I'm left-clicking. Requires tool... Here, you guys can hear it through my microphone, listen. I'm frantically left-clicking and I'm not punching the wall. Well, obviously the wall has won this fight. Is there anything else in my inventory? So here's what I tried to do. See, look at this. Useful tool. Multi-use. I equipped my pipe, and same thing. I'm left-clicking. My pipe is not punching the wall, but I can sit back here, and I can do that. I wonder if this pattern means anything. It's backwards 4. So it even says sword. 0 more. Oh, okay. The sword text even says, didn't it say, like, good for breaking things? Where was it? Useful tool. Oh, can cut, can act as lever. Alright, well, maybe not for bashing. Let's read the text on the wall again. Scanning. Breakable requires tool. 8 hits left. Alright. So, naturally I need a tool. I go to my inventory. Look, useful tool. Useful tool. I'm missing some way to get them in our... Oh! Nope, I just dropped it. That's how you drop something, is right-click. Come on, game. I mean, I just want to whack the wall. Mr. Rubin says, adventure game logic. Z, 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 snore. Yeah, I know. Chris Marcus says, maybe use your hands to push the stones. Chris, I like your thinking, but the fact that the little PDA is saying breakable requires tool makes me think that probably won't work, but let's give it a shot. So here are my hands, by the way, just nothing equipped, and yeah. Left Empty says, try using your head on the wall, hitting with my head, yeah. Yeah, and the light crystal is just emitting light, so I'm not sitting in total darkness when I equip whatever it takes to break through here. Shoot a monkey. Mr. Wubin says hold left click. Alright, let's try that. Let me go back to the pipe.
Dehydration imminent.
Now, let's take a drink first. Alright, going to the pipe. So normally, when you have to hold down a left click, it gives you a progress indicator as you're doing something like eating or drinking. So here I'm standing in front of it, I'm holding down left click. And yeah, like I would think if this was having some effect, a progress indicator would go on. If I hold down right click, see like that progress indicator, that means I dropped something. Well, so... I just drank. Why are you telling me imminent dehydration? Okay, drink again. Alright, there. My guess is that I don't have... I need to somehow make my tool a wall breaker, like a hammer. Oh, you know what I do? Because there's a hotkey for hammers. See that hammer not in inventory? Obviously, I need to make a hammer. Let's see. How would you make a hammer? Chris Markson, combine the hammerhead with the pipe. Right. Yeah. Now where's my hammerhead? Wait a minute. Chris Markson said there was a hammerhead in the rocket that fell down. Wait a minute. Where was there a hammerhead? Let's climb back up here. So if I was a game designer and I wanted to not frustrate players, I might put a hammerhead in this area. Just like lying against the edge of the side of the room or something. Alright. Let's climb back up and go find a hammerhead. Alexander Barentine says, listen to all that dripping water. I wonder if you can collect any of it. You can only collect water from, it'll be an indicated hotspot. And you can drink from those as well. Basically, pre-designated water fountains, right? Alright, so, looking for a hammerhead. In the crashed ship? Chris, where did you see? Shoot a monkey. Chris Martin says you summon a rocket at the camp that has no shelter at the top of the hill nearest to the beacon thing. Summon a rocket? What? How do you know that? Oh, copy. So, Chris Markinson is looking stuff up online, I guess. Either that or he's played this game. Summon a rocket? How would I summon a rocket? Alright, well, here's the comm tower. And yeah, there's nothing I can do here. What is that? Okay, that's the beacon for my camp. Which... Oh, you know what? This is what it's for. Watch this. It's not just to get through bars. There. Now I can use that later to get back here. Looks like it's snowing. Definitely snowing. I can make this fall, right? It's not gonna kill me. Oh god. Ah! Okay. Alright. See? Look at that. Now this is magically repairing glass on my faceplate, you will note, as it's gonna go away in a minute. It's like getting the strawberry jam on your screen in a Call of Duty game. See? Healed up. Alright, so what's this about summoning a rocket to get a hammerhead? Operator wet, thank you, Betty. Although I actually have an idea about how to make a hammer. Alright, so here's my camp. And I know there's something in here. All of Yuri's dopey little notes. Let's get some more water bottles.
Inventory full.
Let's fill up those water bottles. Alright, we now have 6 bottles of water, and let's go ahead and drink our fill here. There we go. Okay, so there are places where, you know, I bet Yuri's diary has something about how to make a hammer. There are rocks. See this? Okay.
Inventory full.
Sharp rock. Oh, good lord. We'll eat this strange food.
Inventory full.
I'm trying to eat there. Eating strange food. Now, I pick up this sharp rock. Now, let's see if I can combine this sharp rock with a pipe. Oh, actually, I don't even need to pick it up. Okay, I'm dropping the sharp rock. I'm going to my pipe. And I'm going to try to combine it. No, shoot. Because if I could combine them, it would give me a plus sign. Chris Markinson says, summoning the second rocket is in the third area. I've never even summoned a first rocket. Get to the second island from the underground complex. If I recall, there's a room with a mechanism you have to figure out which opens a doorway. Underground complex. So okay, let me see. Oh, here's something I hate. I was going to show you this. So, if I go to, let's see, the escape screen, I go to my Explorer diary. I was thinking, okay, I've looked at, like, for instance, all of Yuri's 16 text entries. Like, am I going to sit there and read those? Shouldn't I be able to scan them and look them up somewhere? Well, yeah, I go to my Explorer diary. Look, here, oh, wait, where did it go? Here's Yuri's diary. There, now I can read them all if I want to. But, I don't know if you guys are now noticing this. Look here. Every place in the game. It's giving me, it's basically, I don't know about spoiling, but it's basically, I know there's 2 sections of a flashpoint cave. There's a flashpoint, there's a high point cave, a high point, an ice path, a hotspot, an underground. Don't tell me this stuff yet. Like, black that out. Good lord. It's like giving you a scene list before you watch a movie. Alright, so let's see. I don't know this whole hammer situation. I mean, that's obviously what we need to do, is get through that wall. We're supposed to investigate where the underground cable goes. We go down there, it's that chamber, and we have to get past a breakable wall. And we don't have any way to break it. And as far as I know, I've been given no indication that there's a hammer, except the fact that there's a hammer hotkey that I looked up in the key binding. Chris Markinson says online there's something about summoning rockets, which is absolute news to me. So how am I supposed to summon rockets? I don't have any sort of a radio. Left Empty says, so this isn't survival at all, actually. It's not survival in the sense of, like Long Dark, I don't think. It's an exploration adventure that has, you know, food that you have to eat, and water you have to drink, and rain you have to not stand in, or if you do, you have to dry off at some point. Well, guys, I don't know what to do. So Chris Markinson is saying, Chris Markinson is finding a YouTube video. Does one of you want to watch that and tell me what to do? I don't mind, although I kind of feel like, yeah, I kind of feel like it really sours me on the game if that's what's going on. If I'm somehow supposed to know that I need to summon a rocket now to get a hammerhead to break a brick wall, because that's adventure game logic. If I want to break a brick wall, I've got rocks here. I've got a big heavy pipe. I can kick it, right? I don't know. So there were those light blue readings. These. Okay. Let's try to track down these beacons. There. Let's see what those are. Oh, okay, let's see. Odegon says, you have to use the sword on the save altar near the comm tower. Use the sword on the save altar? How would I know that? Good lord.
Operator, wet.
Mr. Rubin says, I think it's more there's a thing you can't get through, so go explore somewhere else. Okay, yeah. Well, actually, if we look at my objective now, follow the cable. It's implying that's the next bit of the narrative that I'm supposed to do. But maybe you're right. Maybe that implies following the cable brings me to a dead end, and now I have to go explore. Let's see. Chris Markson says, see, that's a rocket in the foreground. Do you mean that? Right? Wait, I'm not sure what... Yeah, sorry again, I think I'm a victim of the delay here in terms of not knowing what foreground you're talking about. Oh, listen to this. I was like, what is that game? You guys hear that? You know what that means? That means it's 7 o'clock. That means it's time to give away 6 games, at least 2 of which aren't terrible. Alright, let's pause this thing. There are 6 of you who are about to be winners. And I say winners in quotes because at least one of these, well, you know what, I don't know, none of these are really losers, but some are better than others. If you're interested in winning a free game, and who wouldn't be, let me tell you what the games are first, and then I'll take some names down. The first game is The Way. It's a 2D platformer that seems to be made in the same vein as those Eric Chahi, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, he's French. Those 2D adventure games like Another World, Heart of Darkness, where you go to an alien world and explore it. It's a lot of like exploration rather than platformer action-y stuff. So The Way is a game made in that vein. 2D. I played a little bit of the early parts of it, and it seems very story-driven. I have an extra key for it. So The Way is one of the games that I'm giving away. Another game I'm giving away is Lost Days of Old Earth. Actually, let me do this in case people are watching just for the game. There. Lost Days of Old Earth is a turn-based strategy game based on Vic Davis's Armageddon Empires. It's got way more production values than Armageddon Empires, but I kind of feel it's missing some of the gameplay of Armageddon Empires. There's only a couple of factions in it. The asymmetry amongst factions was a huge part of what made Armageddon Empires so good. I think it's missing some of that. And I'm not convinced the AI does very well. I played a quick game before really knowing what I was doing and handily won. Maybe their AI difficulty levels I didn't mess with. But Last Days of Old Earth is another game that I'm giving away. MWT Bones means Heart of Darkness. Do you mean Flashback? He did a game called Heart of Darkness, didn't he? About a little boy and a little dog. It's like a PS2 game, I think, exploring another world. Flashback, I think, is also one of his games, isn't it? At any rate, I know I'm on firm ground saying Another World is one of his games, very much like Another World. So The Way, Last Days of Old Earth, Dungeon of the Endless is a kind of roguelike where every level ends up in a frantic tower defense survival mode in order to escape, made by Amplitude. They did Endless Legends and Endless Space. I'm giving that away. Don't Starve Together, which is a multiplayer version of Don't Starve. You don't have to play it multiplayer. You can host a server for just yourself and play it like Don't Starve. Legacy of the Elder Star is a shmup. I hate that word. A shoot 'em up. I just call them shooters. Well, actually, maybe that doesn't work. At any rate, it's one of those like bullet hell kind of games, but it's built for a mouse, which I really like about it. You'll see if you win it. So a shmup. It looks good. It's not super Japanesey in terms of the artwork. It looks very Western. Am I racist saying that? It looks very Western with some kind of cel-shaded cartoony graphics rather than funky Japanese anime kind of stuff. And as I said, very much built for a mouse. And then finally, Battle for Sector 219. That is a sci-fi skinning for a nifty little card game called Battle for Hill 218. In which you have a 3x3 grid and you and another player put down cards representing things like artillery, or in this case robots, or armies or tanks, and you're trying to outmaneuver each other with the cards with this little elegant system of support systems and attacks. It's a game you play in like 5-10 minutes. It has online support. You can play against an AI. So there you go. Those are the 6 games I am giving away. The Way, Last Days of Old Earth, Dungeon of the Endless, Don't Starve Together, Legacy of the Elder Star, and Battle for Sector 219. If you're interested in any of these, type your name in the chat channel. Just type, whatever your name is, just type it in there. Kelly Whitmire asks a question that I'm not going to answer, and that question is, which of these 2 are not terrible? I will leave that to you guys to decide. No, to be fair, I know that the only 2 that I've really spent any meaningful time with are Dungeon of the Endless and Don't Starve Together, and I know those are both good games. The other ones I've just sort of plinked away at, so I can't say for sure whether they're good. So if you would be interested in any one of these, and by the way, maybe you have them, they're gifts as well. You don't have to use it yourself. You can pass it along to someone else. It can be a white elephant thing. All right, we have Kelly Whitmire, K. Whitmire. We have Mr. Woobin. We have Odegon. We have Richard Holt, who says this is a great haul. I can't tell if Richard Holt is being facetious. We have Eric Karen. Eric K. We have Left Empty. Pony Garnival claims Dungeon of the Endless isn't just good, it's great. Yeah, I quite do like it. I haven't spent as much time with it as I'd like, but I really like what they've done. Bradley Steele is in. Pony Carnival is in. Only 6 of you will be winners. Left Empty says that Dungeon of the Endless is the most time-consuming thing, though. Left Empty, do you just mean in terms of how you keep coming back to it? Because the actual missions, like the explorations, are relatively short. As far as time-consuming, in this group, I would say probably Don't Starve Together is potentially the biggest time sink over the long run, I guess. Douglas Tibbs is in. Remember, if you would like to win any one of these 6 games, type your name into the chat channel, and we'll have a drawing. Also, Mr. McWolf is in. Also, as always, votes for Request Wednesday. Voting is open for Request Wednesday. Richard Holt says he wasn't being facetious. Those games all sound quite interesting. All right, I'm going to read off the names. If I have missed you, speak up or forever hold your peace. We have Kelly Whitmire, Mr. Woobin, Odegon, Richard Holt, Eric Karen, Left Empty, Bradley Steele, Pony Carnival, Douglas Tibbs, and Mr. McWolf. If I missed you, let me know now, because we are about to draw 6 of those names. In the order that we draw them, you can pick which one you want. Chris Markinson says, I forgot to YouTube message you for Bus Simulator. Can I get a forum? Chris Markinson, I thought I sent you an email with that, but I will definitely resend it to you through private message. Left Empty says about Dungeon of the Endless, a playthrough is very long, it takes hours, the levels get really, really long. Okay, and the difficulty ramps up crazy near the end, so you have to be prepared psychologically. Maybe that's why I didn't get very far with it, is I bumped up against the ramping difficulty. That does sound familiar. Odegon is confirming that as well. All right, so we are going to number you. Kelly Whitmire, number 1. Mr. Woobin, number 2. Odegon, number 3. Richard Holt, 4. Eric Karen, 5. Left Empty, 6. Bradley Steele, 7. Pony Carnival, 8. Douglas Tibbs, 9. And Mr. McWolf, 10. Can I just say, I feel like I know you guys. I hope you don't mind me getting personal like this. So I had terrible health issues I had to deal with about a year ago, and in getting them treated, my throat got totally messed up. It changed my voice, it made it hard to eat, it even made it hard to breathe because it narrowed my throat. I recently had a procedure done to widen it, to make it presumably easier for me to swallow, to drink, and to breathe. And I noticed a huge difference. Like when I was just now saying, Kelly Whitmire, number 1, Mr. Woobin, number 2, Odegon, number 3, Richard Holt, number 4, Eric Karen, number 5. I couldn't have gotten past number 2 without having to take a breath. So just now I'm realizing it just feels very different talking. All right, so enough of that. Let's then go to the random number generator. Let me check, make sure I haven't missed anyone. All right, here we go. These 10 people. Of these 10 people, I guess I could pick 4 losers. No, there's no losers. There's just winners. So come over with me to my monitor. Okay, you guys can see this, right? Let's maximize this. Just so you know, there's no, California primary style voting where there might be shenanigans. Numbers between 1 and 10, we want distinct numbers. We are going to draw 6 of them. In the order that they appear down here, you will be picking which game you want. Here we go. So we have number 1, Bradley Steele gets first pick of the litter. Richard Holt gets second pick of the litter. Douglas Tibbs, third. Kelly Whitmire, fourth. And getting into booby prize territory, Mr. Woobin, fifth. And then finally, number 5, Eric Karen chooses 6th. All right, so let's publicly have you guys decide what you would like to choose. And then I'll get back to some Solus Project. Oh, let me. All right, so I'm going back to the YouTube chat channel. All right, so Bradley Steele, would you like The Way, Last Days of Old Earth, Dungeon of the Endless, Don't Starve Together, Legacy of the Elder Star, or Battle for Sector 219? These are all Steam games, PC games, of course. I do have in my crop of keys some things that are only PS4. I've got one Xbox One key. Good Lord, who's going to want that? And I do have to say, too, I'm running out of good... Not running out of good... I had some extra leftover keys for more high-profile stuff. I'm getting to where I still have a bunch of keys to give away. They may not be super sexy AAA things, but I'm always keeping things around to give away. All right, so Bradley Steele, do let me know what of those 6 games most appeals to you. After which, Richard Holt, you get to pick next. Would you like The Way, Last Days of Old Earth, Dungeon of the Endless, Don't Starve Together, Legacy of the Elder Star, or Battle for Sector 219? Bradley Steele chose Battle for Sector 219. Brad S. Battle 219. Richard Holt, then, that leaves you Legacy of the Elder Star, a shmup, Don't Starve Together, a multi or single player survival game, Dungeon of the Endless, Last Days of Old Earth, or The Way. What looks good to you, Richard Holt? After that, Douglas Tibbs, you will be able to choose from the remainder. So The Way being the Eric Chahi style. Do you guys know, is it Shahi SH or Chahi CH? In terms of how you pronounce it, if it's French. Richard Holt says The Way. That I made it sound interesting. So part of my, one of the reasons I didn't get farther with The Way is it starts with an intro where you have to, this is a spoiler, you have to sneak aboard a rocket ship. And I got there, but there was just a bunch of sort of, it wasn't crazy difficult stealth stuff, but I just didn't feel like doing those kinds of puzzles to sneak aboard the rocket ship. I wanted to get to the wacky alien planet stuff. And I presume that's after the rocket ship, of course. So I didn't get very far with it. But Richard Holt, that will be coming your way. If you win, if anybody wins, send me a YouTube message, and I'll respond with your key. So now we have, for Douglas Tibbs, he wants Last Days of Old Earth. Douglas T., Last Days. Which brings us now to Kelly Whitmire. Kelly Whitmire, would you like Dungeon of the Endless, Don't Starve Together, or Legacy of the Elder Star? Kelly Whitmire says Dungeon of the Endless. Kelly W. Remember, send me a YouTube message, and I will get these keys out to you as soon as the stream is done. Kelly Whitmire, Dungeon of the Endless. That now leaves us with Woobin and Eric K. Eric K., I have some news for you. The choice is that you don't have to make any choices. This is easy for you. Basically, Mr. Woobin is going to decide what game you want when he decides which game he wants. Mr. Woobin, would you like, what are we down to? Don't Starve Together or Legacy of the Elder Star? Chris Markinson says, has anyone here played Planetary Annihilation Titans? Is it a decent game? Mr. Wubin said it was all right. I don't think they could fix Planetary Annihilation, at least for me, as far as what my problems were with it. I do like that they tried to kind of relaunch it with a new, I don't know, new features. I'm not sure what Titans added. Mr. Wubin wants Legacy of the Elder Star. I don't know why it's called that. I'm sure there's an Elder Star involved, and it's left behind a legacy. So that leaves Eric Karen as the winner of... So I thought Don't Starve Together would be the first one to go. Eric Karen, you now will get a copy of Don't Starve Together, which, again, you guys can gift these. You can just let them sit idle if you like. They're yours to do with as you will. And by the way, there's a lag here. I think I've minimized the lag as much as I can. So I apologize for the lag in terms of reading the chat. You guys are doing fine. It's not on you at all. So Bradley Steele won Battle for Sector 219. Richard Holt wins The Way. Douglas Tibb gets Last Days of Old Earth. Kelly Whitmire wins Dungeon of the Endless. Mr. Wubin gets Legacy of the Elder Star. And Eric Karen wins Don't Starve Together. Send me those YouTube messages as soon as the stream is over. I will make sure you get your keys. And Chris Markinson, I'm making a note because I want to know what you think of Bus Simulator 16 to resend you your Bus Simulator 16 key. I'll send it by PM. I think I sent it to your email address earlier, so that might be the problem. All right, let's see what the deal is with this adventure game nonsense now. Listen to me, I'm already dismissing it as nonsense. All right, there was something about a rocket in the foreground. Oh, no, okay, we're going to go look for these beacons. We're going to find out what these blue beacon things are. Because obviously, the game designers put a beacon on the ground for some reason. Oh, this looks new, I think. Let me have a sword out. Oh, okay. I thought I was going into a lit cave. We're going to get a nice sunrise or something here. I wonder how many suns there are on this planet. So I have read this before because it's an exclamation point, not a question mark. I don't know why I have to retranslate it when I read it. No, all right. Where are... So we basically just have to work our way around the perimeter of this island to get to whatever that beacon is. Oh, look here. See? Some sort of either unconstructed edifice or something that's been destroyed.
Objective reminder. Locate materials for satellite uplink.
Thank you, Betty. I did walk out there. There's not much out there. It's like some sort of a pier or jetty. Richard Holt, I'm a little jealous of this, says he's heading back into The Witcher 3. MWT Bones says he has no desire to play Don't Starve multiplayer. And I hear you, MWT Bones, but that's the thing. Don't Starve Together, it just lets you... you can create a single-player server if you want. You can create a server and just not let anyone else onto it. But yeah, I hear you. So, by the way, this music... that thing right there. Oh, I can carry it. Can I turn it on and off? I cannot. Come on, seriously? I can't turn it on and off. Alright, well, I'm just going to leave it here. It does say, see in the little PDA, very rare. I don't know what that piece is, but I love how grossly inappropriate it is. Or is it? Come to think of it. I don't know. Alright, we're looking for a beacon. There's some sort of a millstone. Richard Holt, quit telling me how good Witcher 3 is. I know. I've actually played through the first part of it and just stalled out or something came up. I got to the capital bit where you talk to, is it Charles Dance? And it basically just lets you loose. It opens much more wide at that point. Much wider? Yeah. Lefty says, can you use your pipe on it? On the music? I don't think so. What would that do? To smash it? To shut it up? I know it's kind of tedious to hear people talk about their backlogs, like what games they really wish they could be playing. Especially when they're sitting there playing an adventure game. Excuse excuse me. But at the top of my backlog, I think. Oh, this is new. Okay. At the top of my backlog are a couple of things: Hitman, Uncharted 4, Witcher 3, and Overwatch. And I am very eager to play all 4 of those, but I just, for whatever reason, haven't gotten around to them. Oh, am I just back here? Well, I might as well, by the way, do that. Actually, was there any reason to do that? Oh, you know what? I lost sight of the beacon. I was going to the... Chris Marcus says the beacon is near where that stone building was. Wait, is this a new beacon? I think it is. Rocket Monkey pointed out correctly that Brandon made a pretty good case for Overwatch on the Games podcast this week. Aha, look what Oh, I've seen that. I thought it was a piece of circuit board or something. Alright, so here's a beacon for no good reason that Oh, tower part! That's not a beacon! More tower parts? A pipe. Alright, well, let's go put this on the tower, although we might as well carry it around. Jason McMaster asks a good question. Is this Tribes? Considering how Jason McMaster probably plays Tribes this slowly and without a gun drawn and never shooting, I can see why he would confuse this with Tribes. Oh snap. That's right, Sigburn.
Dehydration imminent.
Let's take a drink. Did I just drink too much water? Oh, Chris Markinson said, I'm missing this. Said I'm near an altar. What altar am I near? And why do I want to go near an altar? You know, you guys do talk me through this, because I don't think I'm going to be playing it much after the stream, and I'd like to see as much as I can today. Or I should say, if there are new plot points or new things that happen that make me want to play the game, I would like to find them. So there's where my camp is down there, because that's the crashed escape pod 1. Chris Marcus says, see the island off in the distance. There are several. That one, that's the altar I presume he's talking about. There's a rocket way out there in the water. What? Alexander Valentine, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because that's where I've heard it. Says the little bitchin' Betty in the PDA sounds like the hazard suit in Half-Life. So am I supposed to swim out there? I mean, I guess I could. But how would I know to do that? Like, there's no gameplay breadcrumb trail telling me to do that. Oh yeah, shortage of sleep. Yeah, okay, you know what? Isn't there a camp? Yeah, let's go in here and take a nap. No, wait, that's not... Actually, it doesn't matter. Let's just sit right here in this corner and take a nap. Oh, sorry, Chris Markinson is with a 30-second delay trying to steer me left and right, which is kind of like trying to have a conversation with someone on a satellite delay broadcasting from Bhutan or something. Alright, we are now rested. I think, I could be wrong about this, I don't think you get hungry or thirsty when you sleep.
Sleep quality good.
Maybe you do. Sleep quality good. Thank you very much, Betty. And now it's raining. Oh, Chris Marcus says you don't swim out there. That's good to know. I wonder, you know what, I'm just going to sleep some more and let this rain pass. Rocket Monkey says, won't you starve to death if you take a nap? That's what happens in the long, dark game. I know, right? Hey! Why is there rain indoors? Is the implication that... Oh, yeah, okay, right. So that's a grate. Alright, fair enough. I just thought there was some glitch. Rocket Monkey says, is it acid rain? It's not, but something just happened. Oh, yeah. That's what happens when a tornado comes up. Let's go check out the tornadoes. It's kind of cool. I'm going to show you guys this. I am from Arkansas, and we get tornadoes, and... You know, was a kid, my mom, just during a tornado watch, which just means, hey, conditions are favorable for a tornado, my mom would freak out and make us go in the bathroom and sit in the tub as if a tornado was bearing down on us. As I got older, I'm the kind of guy who would go up on the roof to look for a tornado. Fortunately, I never saw one. I've been in tornadoes. I actually had our family car was destroyed in a tornado that hit my school while I was there. Actually, is that coming towards me? I'm probably... Wait, what are the odds of it coming... Why is it coming straight at me? Jeez, Pete, what... Good Lord. See, that's pretty cool. MWT says, it's a game, bro. Of course events come at you. Yeah. Fair enough. And you're absolutely right. Hey, what is that arrow? Look, the arrow pointing off screen saying, hey, there's a tornado over there. Alright, where are we going? What's going on here? Something about a rocket, something about a hammer. Oh, good lord, we're constructing a hammer. What I'm doing. Alexander Barentine notes that on the PDA, the 60-mile-an-hour wind, that I would definitely be getting blown around at this point by 60-mile-an-hour. Alright, let's figure out. I'm supposed to do something about a rocket on an island. That's apparently where we are. There's 2 beacons. Have I looked at these beacons down here? Wait, let me... Those. I don't think I have. Let me go check those out. Here I am, running around at night in the cold, not caring, in a survival game. Okay, Chris Margetson, this is the island where the altar is. Rocket Monkey wonders how come Chris Margetson knows so much about the game. I think... Oh, I have... Tower part, good. I think, I could be wrong, that Chris is actually helpfully looking things up for us.
Warning. Operator cold and wet.
Yeah,
Temperature dropping.
Okay, where are those beacons? Oh, that's one of the beacons, right? I thought that was a water ball. Oh, there. Oh, it's not a beacon, it's a tower part. I guess the tower parts are beacons.
Warning. Operator cold and
Yep,
wet.
there's Yuri.
Temperature dropping.
More of his writings, whatever. Oh, look, hi. Hello, cat. So far, it's my favorite crew photo of the 2 that I have found. Okay. Let's see, there's another beacon signal we were getting. Otis Monroe, thank you for joining. Also, you have a good weekend as well. Not seeing any more beacons. Maybe we should deliver these to the tower.
Warning. Operator cold and wet. Temperature dropping.
Alright, while you guys... I'm going to go back to the tower, install these parts. If someone knows what I'm supposed to do about this rocket, absolutely feel free to spoil it for me. But first, I have to take a quick 2-minute break. And then I'll be right back. So stand by, bear with me. 2 minutes away, and then we'll resume. Alright, we are back. Let's go build this tower. Okay, Mr. Rubin says, go swim away from the island and maybe a big sea monster will eat you when you get near the map boundary. I wonder what it does do to stop you. I'm assuming it makes you tired and you drown. Okay, back to the silly tower. How do we get up there? So, at this point, I should be worrying about being cold and wet, right? Kind of not that worried. The survival aspect of this seems pretty forgiving. I say it is. Let's take a look here. My body temperature, oh please, that's fine. Got plenty of calories and hydration stored up. My health is fine. Yeah, so it's cold and there's supposedly crazy winds, but whatever. I believe, look at this. Did I see this correctly? I thought maybe it was when I started the game. I thought there were all sorts of... Oh, difficulty multiplier. What is this? I'm not sure how I feel about that, being able to change that on the fly. Like, what's to stop me from just doing that? It's my own pet peeve, though. Game designers really need to balance this whole risk-reward calculus of this spectrum here. If I'm going to do this, I need some return for the extra effort. And if I'm going to do this, well, then what's the point of all these gameplay systems? Huh, anyway, I don't know what to make of that. Alright, here we go. We are now building more pieces of the comm tower. Maybe this will give us a hammer. Probably not. It's just 3 generic pieces. Yep, that did absolutely nothing. Huh. Left Empty says you can turn off the AR stickers. AR stickers? You mean the HUD elements? In which case, I think... So see at the bottom center of that little PDA, there's a compass. It shows you north. But I don't know how you would... I guess you would just gauge... Well, yeah, I don't know how you would find your way around without things like that beacon reading. And I'm not seeing any more beacon lights. I'm not seeing anything that gives me a hammerhead. You guys did mention something about a rocket. I don't know where I would pursue that. So this is exactly where I think I would be done with this game. Oh wait, what's that? Is that something I haven't seen? Let's go take a peek. Oh, this is where I came across. Remember where I hopped up there? Alex Chapman says, what are you 250 feet from? That's a good question. Oh, that's the rock wall that I have to break. Chris Marcus says the frame rate is dropping. I'm actually not seeing that on my end. It's got to be some streaming issue that I'm having. This is the Unreal Engine, by the way. What?
Starvation imminent.
Well, I can deal with that. I had hoped something notable was happening instead of me just starving to death. Alright, let's go down to this beach. Yeah, so if I go over there, I'm assuming, let me just look to verify. Yeah, so that's the area where I climb down, and then there's the wall that I have to break with the hammer that I don't have. Odegon says, is the save pillar in that building? Is the save altar in that building with the pillars? There's a save altar right here. Wait, no, it's down here. Odegon says, it's the save altar in that building with the pillars that you couldn't throw the teleporter through earlier. Oh, right. So this little Parthenon? Is that the word I'm thinking of? This little Parthenon, and it's actually not even that. But this little thing right here, is that a save altar in there? There's something in there that is interactable. Let me go with my flashlight. What is flashlight 5? Yeah, it looks like a pot of something, and then there's some strange food. Yeah, so whatever is in that pot is... Oh, and then there's a readable bit. So that's some notable... Oh, wait. I gotta... Oh, look. I can just reach through and pick it up. So that's just a little doodad that gives you a bonus. Look at that hat. It's like some kind of Viking hat. Can I read this from here? Let me see if I can come around the other side. Oh, there, look. Wait. What's the point of it being behind bars? The blue one. Yeah, okay. Don't know what to make of that. Well, now I don't really need to get in there unless I want to eat the food in there. Alright. Wasn't there something... Let's see. And from the altar, you can see the rocket off in the distance. Okay, altar, I presume you mean this. Okay, let's look off in the distance for a rocket. Oh, what is that? Is there something green at the base of that obelisk? So is that the rocket? MWT Bones says, explore everything and combine random stuff to... says... explore everything and combine random stuff to further a narrative with find resources or die doesn't work for me. I like both on their own, but not together. Yeah. I completely hear you. Odegon says, line up the obelisk.
Reminder, your survival is of paramount
Thank you,
importance
Betty.
to the
Line up the obelisk with the rocks at
existence
sea if you
of
can.
mankind.
Like that. Although I definitely want to get whatever that is. I think that's an artifact that will improve my stats. Alright, lined up. I'm not sure it's putting me anywhere noteworthy. Although these obelisks, I wonder... Chris Markinson says, no, that is not the rocket. You're making this up about a rocket. Where's a rocket? Like a rocket like that's erect? Like that's ready to launch? Or a crashed rocket? Okay, well, oh, look, whoops. That looks like a path. Have I been down that? At any rate, I want to go get whatever that green thing is at the base of that obelisk. Oh my god, please. Mr. Woodman says, hug the edge of the hill so the cliff is to your left and follow it along. Okay, sorry to mess up where I was, but I'm going to get that green thing. I must have it. Where is it? I've completely lost track of it. I think it's still over there. Left Empty asks, can you progress without those artifacts? Is it like a Metroidvania? No, they just, I think, give you these little skills. Resistances to hypothermia, heat stroke, starvation, dehydration, and falling. And maybe there's an achievement. Although that looks like a little bit more than an artifact. That looks like I don't know what. Let's read the sign. Oh. See? Elongated skull. Freaky, right? Another key, I guess. Upgrade all resistances, yeah. So, see? That's just a little... Alright, what is this thing? Can I walk into it? No. It's awfully prominent for something I can't interact with. Food. Alright, so what's this about following a hill? Mr. Wubin needs something to strangle. Alright, so hug the edge of the hill so the cliff is to your left and follow it along. Alright, let me go back to where I was when you probably typed that. So there's the comm tower. There's a little gate. There's the, I believe one of you called it a King Kong cage. So I presume you mean hug the edge of the hill so the cliff is to your left. Do you mean this cliff? Or that? Yeah, I don't know. Have I read this? Yeah, I think I have. Nah, okay, whatever. Mr. Rubin says, look for an altar-looking thing above ground. Okay. An altar-looking thing. Oh, wait. This is new, isn't it? Let's see what's down there. Huh, okay, a door that does not seem to open from this side, and I can't interact with any of these things, and a skull. I don't know why this guy died down here. There's a ladder. Edible plant, whatever, we'll eat it. Look at these things, watch this. Weird eyeball plant. Oh, a new piece. Right? Something's lit up. Unless that was... I thought, yeah, there. Surely this isn't a matter of me just running around finding all 17 pieces for the rocket, for the comm tower. Okay, I'm going to go around the beach to the left here. Here's me not playing The Witcher 3. Or Overwatch, or Hitman, or Uncharted 4. You know what else just came out? Odin Sphere, Leftenspiffer, or whatever. The remaster of Odin Sphere, which is a really cool Vanillaware 2D combat game that I want to pick up, but I won't get around to that anytime soon either. The music is playing. That's got to mean something. Left Empty suspects that maybe that is the overarching puzzle bit here, is you have to find all the pieces for the comm tower, and then maybe it gives you a hammerhead you can use to break the wall. Ugh, I would hope not. Well, if it's going to play this little piano music, I would like to know why it decides now to play that. So now I am vulnerable to heat stroke. Let's see, whoops, in the HUD. Yeah, yeah, as she just now said. So we just need to keep hydrated. Oh, look at these. Okay, I found these before. I don't know what they are. These little bubble things. I wish I could remember the name of it, but there's a sci-fi story, I think his name is Werner Vinge, about these bubbles that freeze time. Oh, imminent heat stroke. That freeze time for everything inside of them. And they're invulnerable. What's that thing called? Anyway, these things remind me of that.
Body temperature elevated.
Yeah, as near as I could tell, I don't know what to make of those. There doesn't seem to be anything interactable. You know what I actually should have done is put my teleporter at the campsite. Yeah, did these wash ashore? Left empty is hoping that it will not say operator hot and wet. That would be inappropriate. That would be a little uncomfortable. And I think I've been through here. Alright. Well, I am afraid this might be it for me for the Solus Project. I am up for... Is that a cave? Oh. There's a rock in it. I'm... okay. Relic of life. Alright, whatever. The Across Real-Time series, Otagon says. Do you remember the name of the actual book I would have read, Otagon? Alright. So basically, this is Backstory Cave. Alright, thank you, Cave. It is not gameplay progression cave. Mr. McWolf says those spheres are in case you try to escape the island. I don't get it. Are they going to come after me? What do you mean? Now I'm intrigued. So anyway, as I was saying, I don't mind like survival games with a narrative. I don't mind adventure games. This is very much an adventure game, right? But the moment that an adventure game is forcing me to figure out what the designer was thinking rather than something intrinsic to the world or interesting about the world, the moment I'm confronted with a weird literal brick wall, I kind of start to lose interest, and I can only circumnavigate this island so many times looking for things. So this is where this game would end for. Oh, look at there. There's some kind of a windmill in the distance. And not much wind for it. It's a non-working windmill. Have I been up there? Oh, there's an altar-looking thing. You guys... Okay, wait. You guys said something about finding an altar-looking thing. Now, I've seen this before. I saw this in the rain. Marooned in Real Time is what Otagon suggests the novel was that I read. That might be right. It's not ringing any bells, but that might be right. Yeah, so here's an altar. Not doing anything. And these flower petal patterns I've seen elsewhere. I presume they're trying to tell me something, such as maybe go this way. But here I am at this altar. I'm not seeing anything like a rocket ship. Oh, what? Seriously? Mechanism can be activated. Well, I have toggled something. Anything change? No. Chris Marcus says it's not the altar. The altar's up on a cliff, the one I'm looking for. MWT Bones guesses that the Werner Vinge book I'm talking about is The Peace War. That title isn't ringing any bells either. I may not... It might be just that I don't remember the title. But I remember really liking the concept about the spheres. When he introduces the concept in the first part of the book, you don't know what it is. And you later find out that they're these invulnerable spheres. I recall that people use the spheres, they put the spheres around themselves, and they set up something on the outside to trigger nuclear explosions that are propulsion for the spheres, and they fly around the universe like that. And some people lock themselves in there for centuries and millennia just to see what's going to happen in the future. They're like time-traveling tourists. Mr. Wubin is putting in his vote for, and I've saved all of these on a Google Doc, so no pieces of paper will be lost. For Request Wednesday, he's voting Teleglitch. Do not know what that is. I love it when you guys pick things I've never heard of. All right, Mr. Wubin, I have you down for that, for Request Wednesday. Left Empty says, in the cave on the floor of the wall built with rocks, you can't push around and hit with anything. There was that same kind of clue. It looked like a 4. Yeah, exactly. It was like a backwards 4. MWT Bones, about that Werner Vinge book I'm talking about, says that the spheres were called bobblers. Oh, shortage of sleep. Right, I meant to take a nap. You know what? We're going to sleep on the beach. What bad thing could happen sleeping on the beach? I'm not a big fan of sci-fi stuff, but sci-fi that I've heard a lot about, and I've never... Starvation imminent. Let's eat. Alright, so I should be good to go. My water, my calories okay, my sleep, and my body temperature is fine. Again, I seem to be running a little bit of a fever. Actually, I think I might have read one of them and didn't remember it. There's a writer named Ian Banks who has this, I think they're called the Culture series, about these crazy sentient spaceships. That's the Culture series, right? That's one that I've occasionally... What's this noise? There was an ominous hum. That's one that I've wanted to dip my toe into, but I know there's a bazillion of the books, and I've variously heard, oh, don't start at the beginning, just jump to this one when they get good. Or start at the beginning. Or, no, just read this one. But I think next time I jump into sci-fi, that's what I want to check out. I don't know why I thought of that. Oh, because of the Werner Vinge. Hello, Mr. Lebedev. Mr. McWolf voting for The Witcher for Request Wednesday. McWolf? Witcher 3, I presume. Yeah, Witcher 3, he said. So if I starve, or freeze to death, or die of thirst, all it'll do is reset me to the last save point, which is either when I slept, or when I touched a save shrine. Eric Karen, also voting for Witcher 3. I would be curious, those of you, and I think it was Richard Holt who ran off to play Witcher 3, what platform are you guys playing it on? I initially made my progress on the PS4, and I'm tempted to just start over on the PC. Any thoughts from you guys? What did you choose? There's a little Stonehenge-y looking kind of thing. I've seen that before. We'll go peek at that again. Obviously not the altar on the cliffs that you guys are referencing, I don't think. Eric Karen says he plays Witcher 3 on the PC. JC Lebedev, good lord. Oh, it's Hearts of Iron 3. Which is a perfectly viable vote. The only reason that I reacted that way was I have not spent any time with it, and I can't imagine anybody wants to watch some dude learning how to play Hearts of Iron 3. I mean, I will gladly do it, but it's... Oh, here's the beginning of Yuri's Diary. Whatever, Yuri. More Yuri's Diary. So I guess what you do with Yuri's Diary is you peek at it like this, and then you just hit escape, and you go to your Explorer Diary, and now you can read Yuri's Diary in this format. Kind of annoying. I'd rather just have it pop up instantly. I guess that's more immersive. So the fact that those pages are unread means I have not been out here. Ooh, what's... no. Chris Markinson says he has Witcher 3 for the PC, but he hasn't gotten to it yet. Chris Markinson, what are you playing these days? Sebastian Dunn recommends Witcher 3 on the Game Boy. Mr. McWolf also says he's playing The Witcher 3 on the PC, but he got it for his girlfriend on the PS4, and it plays pretty well, but the loading times, ugh, and I quote. I don't remember that being an issue, but any game that I play on the PS4 and then play on the PC, then the... Yeah, whatever. Then the PS4 loading times drive me bonkers, right? Is that a rocket? Oh, so JC Lebedev. So as I was saying about Hearts of Iron, yeah, I haven't spent any time with it. The first 3 Hearts of Iron, I've messed with all of them. Were definitely not for me. They were a little bit too. I never felt that the scale they were using lent itself to the detail they were modeling, if that makes sense. But JC Lebedev points out this new one is supposed to be, quote, accessible. And that's the reason I'm actually curious to try Hearts of Iron 4, is to see what they have done in that regard. Oh, this is new, I believe. Oh, no, I've been through here before. And Left Empty says the thread on the Quarter to 3 forum is quite, what's the word, chilling. I ducked in there very briefly, but in the sense that people are not happy with it. MWT Bone says, is there a list of games you've already played? Do you mean in life or for the stream? Because there is a list. If you go to the Quarter to 3 forums, there's a link from the front page. There's a stickied thread in the games sub-forum, which just means it'll be at the very top, for streaming, and it has a list and links to all of the live streams I've done. Alternatively, if you go to the YouTube channel, I don't know, it's as convenient to list, but there is a list of, you can just look at all the live streams get posted as videos afterwards. And for what it's worth, there's no, oh, look at those. I don't know what that's implying. If I follow the line back up the hills, no. For what it's worth, if you want to request something I've already played, I'm fine with that as well. Request Wednesday is literally whatever you guys want. Assuming it can be streamed. Like, for instance, if Sebastian Dunn wants me to play The Witcher 3 on the Game Boy, I'm afraid that would not work. Oh, that's what that is that I was looking at. It's that little pier. Let's actually go back out there. Oh, and also, yes, Left Empty, thank you for pointing that out. I've been putting up banners for what I'm going to stream on any given day. And if you click the banner on the front page of Quarter to 3, it will take you to a page that has a list of everything I've played with links. Alright, here's an interesting thing. Worship tabulate 1 out of 1 for artifact. I don't know what that's telling me. Here's where I found out I could actually swim in the water. See these stairs? I was like, well, if they put stairs down there, they're not going to kill you if you go into the water, so I'm going to try them. Let's do that. What happens to my torch if I swim? Oops. That makes sense. That's what I expect. Achievement unlocked. Dummy. Oh, for going into the water with a torch, I bet. Alright, that's cute. You know, okay, wait. Before I do this... Oops. Wait a minute. I'm trying to move back... Okay. I thought I was getting swept out to sea for a moment. Mr. Wubin says, what about non-game requests? I have no idea what you mean. And should I even ask? Am I just setting myself up for something? A gravestone. Yeah, whatever. Alright, let's real quick sleep for an hour, and then I'm going to just see what happens if you swim all the way out into the water. Alright, and for the grand finale of my
Operator.
Solus
ready.
Project playthrough. We are going to see if we can swim along those little pylons. Don't try this in real life. Although I don't seem to be fatiguing or anything. I do seem to be sort of sinking underwater, though. Got an achievement, long distance swimmer. I'm holding down the space bar now. Okay. Chris Markinson is wanting to change his vote for Request Wednesday to me doing a dramatic reenactment of a scene in Star Trek Wrath of Khan. I'm going to do the scene where Scotty gets the earwig put in his brain. Am I stuck? I think I'm against an invisible wall here. Let's go underwater. So this is kind of creepy. I love underwater games, though. I wish they'd hurry up and finish Subnautica so I could jump into that. Speaking of, like, survival crafting games. Yeah, I think I'm at a dead end. I don't think it's going to let me swim out any farther. Alright, invisible wall. Oh, can I swim to that? No, obviously it's not going to let me swim to that windmill either. Exactly, Mr. Wubin. That's why this is so creepy and why I love these underwater things. Like, just imagine a sea monster coming out of the murk at you, right? Scary. I've done a fair amount of scuba diving, and it is amazing how even when you're diving, even in nice water, there's this primal fear of the fact that just beyond your line of sight, something big and might emerge. Terrifying, isn't it? Okay, imminent starvation. You can't eat while you're swimming, of course, because you get a cramp. So, let's go ashore and have a bite to eat. Chris Markinson bringing up painful memories of me drowning in the Far Cry Primal playthrough. Drowning in an underwater cave because it was dark and I couldn't tell which way was up and down. Which actually is literally what happens in underwater caves. When you're... that's one of the big dangers. No food in the inventory. Okay. Oh, this. I can. Oh no, that restores health. But that's what's so perilous about penetrating wrecks and cave diving.
Starvation.
Mr. Wubin is trying to trick us by saying cramps after eating is a myth. Nice try, Mr. Wubin. I know what my mom told me. There's a director named Juan Collet Serra, I believe he's Spanish, who has done a few Liam Neeson action movies. Run All Night, I think it's called. It's one of the better ones. Run All Night was a very pleasant surprise. But I mainly like him. His first movie was a remake of House of Wax that people know of as the Paris Hilton House of Wax, which isn't that great a movie, but it has some cool stuff in it. Paris Hilton doesn't ruin it too much. But Juan Collet Serra did a really cool movie called Orphan, which I like a lot. I love the actors in it. Vera Farmiga, Peter Sarsgaard, a great young actress named Isabel Furman. Juan Collet Serra's next movie, and I can't wait for this, June 29th, I believe, is called The Shallows. And it's about a surfer, played by Blake Lively, who I really like after seeing her in a movie called Age of Adeline, being stalked by a great white shark. How cool is that, right? So I can't wait till that on June 29th. The Shallows. This stream brought to you by Juan Collet Serra Movies. So it sounds like a hazy silhouette. Alright, we might see me die even of starvation. Hazy Silhouette has apparently spent some time with Subnautica, says that I will like it. I know they're just, like, I definitely follow it on Steam as they add new elements. Yeah, I love the look of what I've seen. just the whole underwater survival bit. That's one of the games I'm more eager to play. What is this? Have I not seen this one? A question mark. I have not seen it. Another gravestone. Couldn't care less. Left Empty reminding me, yeah, because I talk on my Patreon page, I do mention what an impact Jaws had on me when I was a kid. And certainly part of my eagerness about the Shallows is thinking maybe Wong Khaled-Serra will be able to tap into some of what made Jaws so thrilling. There's a movie called The Reef. Andrew Traucki, I believe that's his name, an Australian director, did a little indie movie called Blackwater about... Oh, I'm about to die. About a crocodile stalking some people. It's very good and very low budget, which is kind of a virtue. He then made a movie called The Reef about people stranded in the water, also stalked by a great white shark that was kind of terrible, that I did not care for. MWT Bones says, Jaws 3 already did a shark stalking someone, and stalking them across 2 oceans. I know, right? Let's see what gets me first, the thirst or the hunger. As you guys may know, in real life, someone will die of thirst long, long before they die of hunger. I think you can live for... Is it up to a month? You know, I don't know. This is grisly to think about, but I know it's something I've read before. You can live for, is it like maybe a month without eating? But I don't think you can go for a week without drinking. Good lord. Come on. I'm trying to climb out of the water. There we go. Nope. This looks like a good place to starve to death. What have I found? A battery pack. Flashlight battery. Oh, good. Oh, more of Yuri's diary. That Yuri is the Stephen King of this island. It's full of his writings. Alright, well, here we go. Oof. Oh, you can see my health in the PDA, the upper left-hand number decreasing.
Warning, operator malnourished.
Yes, I am. Are the bobblers? That's what our revenge would call them? I'm trying to think what games have done a really good job of creating an alien world in which you have to run around and discover an ecology like this. Actually, there's no ecology here, is there? This is just ruins, and like there's no creatures. There's no predators or little bunnies or bugs or birds.
Hydration levels critical. Seek water source. Warning, insufficient calorie intake.
So what I'm doing is slowly heading towards where I think the camp is. If I die before I get there, whatever, I die before I get there. And really, I should just turn this thing off. I should be done now with Solus Project. But let's see what happens when you die. I know what happens when you die. I've fallen down a hole and died from the fall. It just resets you to a save point.
Operator health levels low.
Waking Mars, Left Empty points out, Waking Mars, the idea of discovering an alien ecology is great in Waking Mars, isn't it? Good call, Left Empty. You know, we'll go up on the top of the hill. Oh, look! I wonder if you can look through the holes. If I was a game designer, I would make this do something. Maybe it's just from playing The Witness. I think it's stuff like this.
Acute dehydration detected.
Black Sea Odyssey, the game I played yesterday. I love that game's sense of an alien world. Played a fair bit of that as well today.
Malnourished.
I like that game a lot. Okay, here we go. We might make it.
Operator health levels low.
93 hit points left, 90 hit points left. Will we make it to food in time? Wasn't there a campsite up here, or am I misremembering? I'm going to lose so much. Oh, what if I do this to save the game? Oh, wait a minute. Have I now saved myself into a dead end? Did I just die in my sleep? I did die in my sleep. I lived for 6 days. I found 3 out of 118 secrets. I had read 76 out of 513 stories. Oh, wow. I made a fair bit of progress with that communication tower. 41%. I discovered 11 out of 60 locations. See, look, you can get your health size to 36. Or, I'm sorry, your inventory size to 36 and your health to 1,000. It's telling me my last save was about 10 minutes ago, according to this clock. Let's see what happens. Load last save. Where will it have put me? Sebastian Dunn mentions Second Life as an example of an alien world. Please, really? Why did it save here? Did I sleep here? I don't know. Let's see. What am I missing? I don't have the battery for the flashlight. Yeah, whatever. Alright, Solus Project. There we go. This was a survival adventure game with a literal brick wall to making any progress that I did not get past. I could have looked this up online. There are apparently videos, but that's not fair when a game expects you to do that. And I don't think the game expects me to do that. I don't know what the game expected me to do at this point. There's the brick wall. If I were to go to that waypoint, it would put me in front of a brick wall that I cannot break until I presumably get this hammer. And even then, I'm just guessing. Is that what I was supposed to do? So, Solus Project. That has been this week's stream. Next week, I think I'm going to do something weird and different. It's either going to be next week or the week after. There's a couple of things pending. Next week is also E3, so I will be gleefully ignoring any new game announcements. I couldn't care less. There's so many things out right now. Who cares about what's coming out when there's so many awesome things that are out? So next week will either be something weird and different, in which case Request Wednesday will be delayed for a week, or it'll just be another week, and I'll have a list of games posted on Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everyone has a great weekend. You can find me on Twitter at QT3. Appreciate when you like these videos and subscribe to the channel. And feel free to comment. You can find stuff I write at quarter-to-3.com, and I have a Patreon at patreon.com/TomChick. And everyone, as I said, have a great weekend, and we'll see everyone on Monday.